Hello again, friends, and you are my friend, and welcome back to your halftime show with me, Martin. Let me move that closer. There we go. How are we all doing? So, first half is in the books. 1-1 it is finished. Arsenal scoring right at the death, a little bit undeservedly so. Let me bring back my guests and friends, Luke Penning and Steve. First half there is in the books. Just get the comments already coming in. Cruncher. Comfortable until the equaliser, very sloppy from us. Dozo, our standout player. Leeds losing 7-0. Yes, I saw that and was thoroughly surprised. Neil Moles, Dozel was not standout, but I like how he wanted the ball. And Andrew Arben, poor defending for the goal, should be further ahead. What are we feeling from that first half, Steve? A comfortable 44, and then we kind of fell asleep right when it mattered.
That's all it takes, isn't it? 1 second of sloppiness, and yeah, I was happy they got the goal. That was good to get themselves in front. And from what I can see, they were playing okay, throughout the first half. And then there was just sloppy defending, which is Ipswich all over, really.
Yeah, so we started at the very top of that first half. We've started fairly comfortably. Aaron Drinnan's looking rather dangerous running in behind. I know Luke will be absolutely thrilled at that. And on the 15th minute, he hits the post. Is this not what I was talking about pre-game?
I thought that as well. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sadly.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, really. Like when he hit the post, it is that clinical edge that always been lacking, really. He had the similar kind of thing happen in the game against, I think, Bristol Rovers, where he had a shot early on, the keeper saved it.
Yeah.
I found it really, I actually struggled to see some of the shots on the game. The cameraman was moving it around like I was at a theme park. It was motion sickness. So when he actually had the shot, I thought he'd missed the goal completely. It wasn't until they played the replay that I realised he hit the post. But yeah.
Steve, if he starts against Wigan, which he is looking like he may well do, you're not going to get an abundance of chances. You've got to take. I mean, he's technically hit the target, I suppose, is what you need to do.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that bad of an angle that he couldn't have scored. No.
Well, that's it. And if you want the shirt and want to keep the shirt in the league, then stuff like that you're going to need to put away. Otherwise, you're going to drop down in the pecking order again. It's all well and good doing it in pre-season friendlies and in cups and things, but when it's now getting serious, I suppose. So you need to really stake your claim.
Yeah, absolutely. And then moving on through the first half, I actually write down on my notes here on the 90th minute, Nolan a little bit lightweight, but he came alive towards the end of the first half and obviously grabbed his goal. I did rather enjoy Steve Darren Ambrose' commentary where he's trying to explain where he only really scored because he scuffed it. If he had hit it sweetly, he might not have scored. I did rather enjoy that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that. To be honest,
did you not? Good. Oh, that made me giggle.
I think he backtracked on himself afterwards and was actually like, "Well, if he did it any harder, it would have gone over the net." But yeah, I actually saw on Twitter a very nitpick. Apparently, for their goal, the corner that they took, the ball wasn't on the corner spot. It was like about 20 centimeters ahead of it.
Well, you've only got to have a little bit touching it, Luke. You've only got to have a little bit of the ball touching.
I think there was any of it touching it from what I saw.
Then you're splitting hairs, 20 centimeters. I mean, who's quickly got a little ruler on their PC screen and gone 20? Because no one's there to do it. No one's there to say it. But over on Facebook, we've got somebody, Matthew Neal. Hello, Matthew. He should have squared it to Sears in regards to Drinnan. Do you want your strikers taking those chances on and possibly missing them, or do you want them doing as Matthew suggests here and squaring it?
I think square it. You've got the opportunity there, or more of an opportunity for a goal. We could be 2-1 up as opposed to 1-1. It makes or breaks games. Yeah, take the shot. It's your job at the end of the day. But I would rather see something like that and get a nice assist and an easier goal.
Luke?
I can't actually remember where Sis was in relation to that chance. If it was a chance where he could pass the ball across and thread Sears through, because of the camera, I find it really hard to see in relation to trying and where Sears was. If it was one of those ones where a person was running through and they could plot the ball forward to the striker, by all means do it. But from what I was seeing, I looked like a one where you should have the chance at goal, really, from my opinion.
Yeah. Eric Clacton makes a great point here. Bishop looks goose. No, I thought he said Bishop looks class. Sorry, no, Bishop looked class is what I was going to say. Fantastic through ball for Aaron Dryden, who again is running the channel, Steve. Bishop has really looked assured to me in that first half, but Dozel also equally has looked comfortable on the ball. But again, as I've been saying in recent podcasts, it's sloppiness from Dozel that will cost him potentially a place in the team.
Yeah, this year, Dozel really needs to push on. We've been saying that, I think, for the last couple of years. This year, he needs to do it. But no, he's not a young player anymore in comparison to some of the guys. If he wants to cement that place in the starting 11, he needs to cut out errors like that and prove he can perform week in, week out.
Yeah. Overall, though, I'm rather happy with the performance in the first half. Many people will say you don't get a lot out of these sort of games because the tempo isn't necessarily great, the level of ability isn't necessarily great. I'm going to put my head on a little bit of a block here and say those people are probably somewhat correct. However, from a management point of view, we have been worked side to side. We have had to keep our shape, keep our discipline. And it's also good minutes in the body. But the fact we're playing an Arsenal side that do like to play football the right way, for me, makes this game a little bit better than perhaps you're playing somebody else who doesn't, because they are working you, aren't they, Luke? They are trying to probe you, and they are making you be disciplined in your formation and your tactic.
Yeah, there's one thing I quickly wanted to point up on. It's not really related, but one of the things that Darren Ambrose mentioned on commentary was there weren't a lot of voices, like the communication didn't seem to be there. I think I heard this mentioned at the Cambridge pre-season friendly. I think it then goes to say, like, we need more leaders throughout the pitch. You know, it shows when you don't have a Ward playing that you lack that. Coming on to the left back position, I thought Kenlock got forward at points, but for me, I could see he was lacking confidence. Concentration was clearly an issue from him. I wasn't particularly impressed by him personally. I thought, as a couple of people in the comments were saying, I thought Dozel made some really good passes, but at the same time,
he did
a lot of sloppiness, not just by him, by a couple of players in the game. I still think in the wings as well, they weren't getting as forward as much as I was counting. Actually, I think he got forward. Well, he did the header on for when I think Ryan had a shot at a point, but they weren't really getting forward too much in terms of an attacking front. I think Spears ended up being more attacking when it comes to about the 40th minute of the game. So it might be something that
on the voices, Steve. On the voices, as a coach, I'm going to be honest. I found it a little bit symptomatic of young players coming through that they don't have a voice on them until they've got themselves under the table. They're more assured, they're more confident in there, and they're more comfortable and natural in their own skin. Is the lack of voices just a symptom, really, of that midfield being, in relatively speaking terms of experience, a young midfield? Or is it more symptomatic? Is it more of a worry maybe than what Luke's trying to flag there? Because you have got Alan Judge, you have got Chambers on the field, so you should be hearing somebody in a stadium of cardboard cutouts.
It is a worry because you're going to want to hear those voices. Like you say, you are, like Luke said, you're missing someone like Ward because he's going to be out there. He's going to be shouting. Chambo's obviously quite vocal as well. From what because I haven't got the stream, but from what I can understand, you need more voices than what you're getting. Yeah, it's quite a young midfield in terms of Bishop and Dozel, but one of those should still be shouting the odds because you need communication up and down the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally, as a coach, would have them on the training field playing blind, because the only way you get people to talk to each other is by making it clear they can't see the option. And I remember seeing a fantastic clip of Boy Robson doing a training session where he's talking about voices, and he's leading this training session, and he's saying, pay into his feet, but you've not spoken to him, and he can't see what's behind him, he can't see what's around him. That pass it could be the world's best pass, but it's also the world's worst pass because you've not told him anything. So you need to relay the pass, but also say, you know, man on or man to your left. And maybe that's a coaching technique that they could be picking up on if they feel there's a lack of voices. But overall, the player's been rather good, been rather comfortable. I've seen a comment here by Rabbitman39, Norwood must play second half. Do you want to see James Norwood come on and get 45 minutes, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's integral, really. Like with the whole Jackson situation, we don't know. It might be the whole situation with Downs where they're not really risking Jackson. Maybe I don't know what's really happening with that. So I think, you know, Hawkins got a couple of minutes the other day at Bristol Rovers, so I think it'll be good for Norwood to get some minutes, especially in the second half.
So you prefer Norwood coming into it than Hawkins, would you?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, I agree. We need to get minutes under his belt. A fully fit and firing Norwood will be a nice addition to this season. But obviously, we know how good he was before he picked up the groin issues last year. I like that comment. That's a nice comment, by the way. Respect to Ipswich fans.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Welcome in, my friend.
But yeah, I would like to see him come on and do the second 45. So
Edward
like to
seems to be coming on. I've got the stream on. Edward seems to be coming on.
Perfect. You just took the words right out of my mouth. I'm looking forward to seeing Edwards start to get himself back to full fitness, but the players are coming out onto the pitch now. So we will leave our halftime thoughts there. The three of us will be back at full time, but we want you at full time as well. Come on the show. Just ask for a link in the chat on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and you can appear right here on the show next to myself, Luke, or Steve, or get active in the comment section there. Edward's coming on for Sears. Thank you so much, Cruncher. But we'll see you all at full time, where we want you guys on the stream. We'll see you there, and that'll be in about 45, 50 minutes.